I'm Mungo Darkmatter and welcome to Dark Matters. On this episode of Dark Matters, it's part 2 of my Frankencaster series on how to build a Frankencaster. In this episode, I put the neck on, and I'll show you how I figured out how to do it. And the first time I put it on to test it wasn't quite right, and I'll show you what I did after that to correct the problems on it. So part of what this video is showing you going through the process of learning how to put a neck on, and not just showing you how to put the neck on. So hopefully it will show you some of the pitfalls you'll run into. In the description of this video, I'll put some links to other resources and videos of luthiers and professionals putting necks on and how they go about doing it, to give you more resources to show you how to do it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Alright, this is the replacement neck that I got for this body. I'm going to go ahead and try to put this neck on. It seems to fit pretty good. There's a gap at the bottom which will be covered up by the pick guard. And that's not as big as a deal, but it fits exactly on these two sides, so it's almost like it was made for it. The holes seem to line up as well. There were already holes in this neck. So that kind of also leads me to think this could be some sort of Fender body. Like I said, I don't know, and I don't see any markings that verify it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this neck on. I got this back plate here and it says Frankenstein on it. I thought that'd be kind of funny since I don't know what parts of these are. I didn't want to just put a regular Fender back plate on there, not knowing whether this is a Fender or not. Alright, so what we have here is I put a neck on this body of the Frankenstein. And you can see there's a gap here. Now the reason there's the gap is I used the holes that were already in this particular neck when I got it. And the chances of them lining up precisely is very slim because all bodies and necks are slightly different. They are the same pattern and the same distance apart, but you can see there's a gap here. They're up a little bit too high. They may also be misaligned this way. So we need to find a way to align this and get it closer to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a couple of things here. I've also got another neck, and this particular neck right here is a 22 fret neck, and it has this overhang right here. And that might also help cover up things. So we're going to look to see how those both fit. So I'm going to put the pick guard on here. We can get it on. Just to give an idea, you can see there's a gap right there. Still, so let me take this neck off. Alright, take off the Frankenstein plate there. We turn this over. We got a little more space there, or a little less space if we can push it up some. Put that in there like that. So we can push it up really close, so that looks much better, and it's also going to be better for the intonation. If it's too far this way, you can only adjust the saddles so much for intonation, so it's got to be lined up pretty good. So we could use this neck But let's see what this neck looks like, because this actually has a little overlap over it. And so that neck would be a bit better on this particular guitar, because it will cover up any gap that's there because it has the overhang for the 22nd fret. But this needs to be fitted into here. It doesn't quite fit in. You've got to adjust the necks so that they fit in. You either have to adjust by sanding off the sides of the pocket or by sanding the sides of the neck. And if you sand the sides of the neck, then you'll take the finish off of it, which means you have to redo the finish. So that's going to be an extra step. I'm going to go ahead and use this neck. I actually like this neck a little better than this neck, although this is a nice neck. And it has 22 frets on it. The holes in this also need to be patched on this one. So I'll save that for another project, I guess. So let's try this particular neck. And what we're going to do is we're going to line it up by putting a low E and a high E string on here, so we can make sure there's an equal distance on either side of that when we line it up. And we won't need this plate for that. Now some people just use a piece of string or whatever. I'm going to actually use guitar strings, because I believe that's the most accurate way to do it. Alright, that's about even right there. What I want to do is get a clamp on here. Make sure these are both still as even as possible. And clamp that down. That's very close. About 1/8 of an inch on both sides. And they're good. Now I'm going to hold this like this. I'm going to put a drill bit in there. Turn it with my hand. Let's try to put a mark. Now, take this off. Slide over. The marks are all pretty much in alignment with this, but they're very, very close to where these are now. Sometimes if the holes are way off, there's enough room to actually, where you could drill another hole, but these are butting up right next to it, so these definitely have to be patched. And so that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, I've trimmed off the excess dowel that was on the top of this and sanded that down to make the surface very smooth. Now I'm going to put it back on the guitar to mark where the holes go. Then I'm going to drill the holes, and then I'm going to add some finish to this, some satin clear coat, just to protect the wood under there and to keep moisture from getting in where the heel is. Alright, that should be good right there. That's as close as I can get it. now I'm going to just take this drill bit, put in this hole, and turn it a few times to make a mark on the neck where each hole is. Alright, we've finished up finishing the back of the heel there. And now we're going to put the neck on. Got some of the stuff here which is called tap ease that you can put on the threads of the screw to make them go in easier. Some people actually use soap or Vaseline or paraffin. Alright, let's turn this back over now. Let's take a look at how the pickguard fits on here. Looks like it fits on pretty good. So it looks like got rid of the gap that was there. It looks like the pickguard fits on pretty good. Looks like we also may have to drill some holes for the pickguard. So it looks good right there. It basically looks pretty good as far as the alignment of the neck goes. So I think we're doing pretty good thus far on the project. So now I guess it's up to getting a new set of strings on here. I actually broke off the end of this one inadvertently using it as a guide, but I had intended to put a new string on anyway. It doesn't make any difference. like any of the holes line up on this. I don't know what type of pick guard was on here. So that will be the next thing, is getting the pick guard installed. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters. Be seeing you.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.